Hey guys, welcome to Everything and Anything with Macma Ellis. Before I introduce my beautiful guest today, I would like to just talk about some sponsorship. This segment is sponsored by none other than Rock Kingdom Financial Services. So let's just say that you're tired of your 9 to 5. Maybe you want to fire your boss, or maybe you just want to make extra income. With inflation and all of the things that are happening within the market and what's out there, you definitely need another income. Please text the word wealth to 310-251-6217. All right, guys, let's get to it. So, this individual that I'm about to introduce, this sexy, fine, lovely thing, I'm super proud of her. Well, not only because she is a business owner and she decided to take a leap of faith. But she's also a mommy and she's also a wifey. And she's also a lovely lady within the community that we all both grew up in the city of
Yeah.
Carson. So please let me introduce you to Miss Lydia herself, aka Healthy Lids.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me, Macca. I'm excited.
Um, so tell me, love, like, I know you started this juicing, which is I'm really, really, really excited to really kind of break down just because I know that health is wealth, you
Mhm.
know. But tell me about your journey and how you started. How did this come about?
Okay, so I started, I want to say it's almost 3 years ago, when COVID actually hit. I was working full time at a law firm in LA. And so I took an interest in trying to do better for myself. So this was my own journey that I started. I started posting my juices on my personal Instagram page. And so while working full time, I would have individuals text me and say, or hit me up on my DM, hey, how much are your juices? And I'm like, oh no, this is not for anybody, for myself. And so it just so happened that I had gotten laid off once COVID hit. And
Mm,
so when I got laid off, right away, I told my husband, like, okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to look for another job? Do you want me to like wait for my job to hit me back? And he's like, well, you said that people were hitting you up about your juices. And I was like, no, no. And he's like, I'm very much like doubting myself, and so
aw,
I never wanted to, like, start it. I knew that I can do it because I did it for myself, but then he's like, "The worst that can happen is that nobody supports it, and you just keep
mm,
on moving."
yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay." So then, it took me a while to find, the different flavors that I really took pride in and really enjoyed myself, because a
Nice.
lot of my juices are minimized with the fruit. So I
Mm,
know fruit is good for you, especially because it's natural sugar, but it's still sugar.
yeah.
So what I did with my juices was I loaded it with leafy greens, beneficial vegetables, and then I kind of hid like the plant-based taste with like citrusy fruit. So
Nice.
then I started an Instagram page. I put it out there and it took off, like within the first week, I want to say I had a handful of clients that were willing to purchase like packages. Within
Nice.
that week, my job ended up calling me back. So I
Of
go
course they
back,
did.
right, I go back and I'm like, "Hey, I already started this whole juicing thing. Let me start taking a cooler full of juices." And so every day I was going in, I was selling out every day.
Nice.
And so I told my husband, go back to my husband, "Hey, I can't do this. This is too much. It's overwhelming. I can't run a juice business and work a full time." So we talked about it. We weighed out numbers, weighed out the pros and cons. He's like, "Give it another month and we'll check the numbers." I ended up making more than what I was making at the office.
Wow.
Not only that, I'm still my own boss and I'm setting the hours that I'm able to juice for my clients.
Yeah.
So I ended up quitting my job, taking the juicing full time, and I've been doing that ever since.
Love it.
Yeah.
Like when you say that, I know I heard you just say that you mentioned that people were hitting you up about it. Were you
Mhm.
posting it on social media? Is that why?
I didn't start the juicing page yet. Was doing it on my personal page. And so I would post it and say like, "Oh, this is breakfast," or "This is snack."
Yeah.
And so that's when people started hitting me up. "How much do you sell them?" Because I was doing them in the mason jars.
Oh,
Yeah, and so I'm like, "No, I don't sell these. This is just my own juices
personal.
that I'm
Yeah.
doing for my own personal weight loss journey." And that's how this all started because I, took a extra interest in myself to better
Nice.
my health, better my life,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it ended up taking off to where I was able to help others
I
around
love
me. Yeah.
it. So just you taking the initiative to take care of yourself, right? And
Yes.
this is how that journey started. Now, did you watch a video that made you like decide to make your own, or did you go somewhere and you tasted and you're like, "Hey, we can make this at home," or what was it?
So, it's funny that you say that because my sister actually was the one that was always juicing, but she would do it periodically. So, like,
Oh,
it would be to where she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna juice this week." And I liked her juices, but it tasted like grass. And so I'm
she
like
said grass.
and I love vegetables, but I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, this is not." And I've heard people say that too, even past clients and, clients now. They shied away from wanting to juice because they're like, "It tastes like earth." And so I had to figure out a way
Earth.
to, um not that earth's not good.
I was like, "Ooh."
I had to figure out a way that, can allow everybody's taste palette to enjoy the juices that I was making. So
Nice.
even now I have clients that are like, "Oh, Lydia, I have a juice, it's called Pump It Up, and I add cayenne pepper." And so sometimes people are like, "Oh, that's too spicy for me,
Yeah.
lighten up on that." Or, "Hey,
Mhm.
that's too it's tastes, like too much plants, like, can you add a little more fruit?" And I will,
Yeah.
because, again, it's natural sugar, but I will accommodate clients
Oh,
that their taste palette, yeah.
nice.
And so I've had clients that had started with the juices with extra fruit. And so because they've juiced so long, now little by little we take out the extra added fruit. And
Oh,
so now their
nice.
body yearns for that taste.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you cater to your clients to like whatever taste that they like, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you can put it in order and you can like, hey, hey Lid, if you could just delete this or put this in, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it's not like you get just have a standard, you can choose from it. You can choose from that, but then if you need like some extra catering, like as far as like battling certain illnesses, you'll do
Exactly.
that. Oh man,
Exactly.
I love
My
that.
my goal is, obviously I want to make sales. Obviously I want to show people my juices. But my main goal is that I want people to be able to benefit from these juices like I
Mm,
have. Like I want them to
yeah,
make this a lifestyle,
yeah.
because it's more than just making sales. Like I we talked the other day and I told you that I had a client that came to me and is like, "Hey, I have
Yeah.
bad heart. I have, my kidneys, they're not good and this and that." And so I have juices to accommodate,
Wow.
those medical issues. He started juicing twice a day for a whole month, went back to his doctor, had blood work,
Nice.
and he didn't make any juices. He didn't order any juices. He calls me. He's like, "Can you come outside?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, did he order juices and I forgot?"
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, "Come outside. I have something to tell you." So I go outside and he tells me, "Lydia," and oh my gosh, it made me feel emotional because the
Oh,
genuineness in the what he wanted to tell me was that, with the juicing, it has helped his, blood work, like, come down, like,
yeah,
it wasn't high in numbers anymore, and so he really, really got to feel the benefits
I
of what
love
the
it.
juicing offers for you naturally.
That's so beautiful. I mean, I've always believed in juicing because I watched this movie on Netflix. I think I shared it with
Mhm.
you. And this guy juiced for a whole year, I believe.
Yeah.
It was his journey that he did through America. Like I think
Yes.
he came from Europe or something like that. And I remember thinking like, dude, we need to do that. So I started to juice for a while, like for my family, and I seen the benefits of it.
Mhm.
And then of course, I went back to bad habits. I know this is me being transparent. And then but I just love that you're actually doing this as a business because it's local. I'm
Mhm.
so excited to be able to support you and to put in some orders. But tell me about your products. Like, what do you have like a local like farmers market that you connect with to get the actual natural ingredients, or how do you process it?
So, everything is natural, everything's raw in there. There's no added preservatives in the
Love
juices.
that.
And based on the big orders, which I usually have during the week, my sister and I will make our way down to LA, where the fruit,
Oh,
produce, and everything is available. And so that's
nice.
how we gain all our products. There will be times where I have clients, and there's nothing wrong with it because I'm here for them, but, like, I'll have a client text me, like, same day, and I usually request, like, 24 hours in advance
Right,
just
right.
because for people that have juice, it's a long process.
Yeah.
So, I would need time in order for
Yeah.
to get your order ready. And
Mhm.
so I do have clients that will hit me up last minute, and so I may have to just do a quick store run. There's a couple of local spots near my house that do sell great produce, and so
Nice.
I'll do, like, little short runs that way, but most of the time, we're in
And
LA
events.
1 to 2, maybe even 3 times a week based on, like, our orders that we
Yeah.
receive.
I love that because, it's not a fast food thing. I think sometimes when you kind of think of it of the way that we live in now, like it's a microwave instant
Mhm.
things that we want to do. Like I know
Mhm.
how people call you up like, come on right now, today,
Yeah.
like but this is like a whole process because you have to
Mhm.
actually get the raw ingredients and you
Mhm.
have to go through the whole like juicing area with it. And then it takes time to store it up, right?
Yes.
So I love that because you're going back to the fundamentals
Mhm.
of like just going back to what we really need, what our body needs, the nutrients.
Mhm.
Like I see like so this one right here, it's called the green essence. I
Mhm.
love that. And it has kale, spinach, parsley, cucumber, celery, apple, lemon, ginger. So the benefits of it, it says here, it says weight loss, it detoxifies, it helps with digestion, and it gives you energy,
Mhm.
antioxidants, hydration, and regularity, meaning like your bowel movement, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So these are like great benefits. Like I think especially for every single year, I know everybody starts off at the beginning of the year like, I'm gonna go healthy, I'm gonna be at the gym, I'm gonna do all these different things, right? And then they go back into these habits like after March, just like, I don't see anybody at the gym, I don't see anybody doing healthy things, any decisions, right? But I think this is like, I kind of downed one before I got into the segment.
Uh-huh.
Because I told Lyd like I was kind of fighting a cold. Like I was literally in Florida, like really sick as a dog, but I was still fighting it, right? And I wish I would have had these. Like I could have probably talked to her prior to me going there, but I didn't really think about it, right? In preparation of, right? So tell me, out of all of these flavors, how many flavors do you have, Lyd?
We have a total of 9. 9 flavors,
Ooh.
yeah.
Out of the nine, which one is your favorite?
I personally love greens, so I would
Mm.
say, I have a total of 3 greens, but the green essence would probably be my favorite just because, when anybody asks me to pick my favorite green, I always say green essence is, like, the best of both worlds, which is the
Yeah.
marathon and the 24/8 combined
Mm.
together because it's the same ingredients. The only thing that's different is we add ginger and lemon to the
Oh,
green
got
essence,
it.
yeah.
Got it.
So want to feel like it's doing something right away, and I think the ginger, like, makes me feel that way, but just
Yeah.
the taste in itself is so good. So I love the green
It's
essence as my
yummy.
favorite, yeah.
Okay, love it. Now, out of the well, we're gonna take a shot right now, okay? I
Okay.
want to take this shot just because I know so I'm gonna be taking the turmeric, which has orange, lemon, turmeric, black pepper. Okay, guys.
Mhm.
And then Lyd's gonna take the squat up. Why is it called squat up, by the way?
Okay, so the only 2 ingredients is lemon and ginger, and so
Oh.
side note, ginger and turmeric are made from the same root. The only
Mm.
difference is that the turmeric is more on the sweeter side and the ginger is more on the spicy side.
Got it.
So the spicy taste in the squat up, it's like an overload, and so I think when people take it, it's like your whole immune system soldiers, like, load up, and so that's where I got the name, Squat Up.
Oh, I think these are really cute names. Like even Green Essence. Like who comes up with these names? Do you do or?
Okay, if I have to be honest, my husband was actually the one that helped me with all my
Oh,
names. He's really good at it, and
nice.
so he better be glad because I gave him a shout out.
Shout
But,
out, hubby.
but yes, so he helped me with the names, and so I feel like the names and the benefits, it's like it combines with each other. So, like,
Nice.
if you read the name, you kinda get a sense of, like, what it means, and then you
Yeah.
read the benefits, and
And
you're
what
like,
it
"Okay,
does.
I see
What it
why they
does.
came up with that name for
Yeah.
it." Yeah, so
Is it LA Beats or La Beats?
it's LA Beats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
LA
like, the way
Beats.
we came up with that name was
I
that,
love it. So
we're
cute.
from LA,
Right?
it's a beat overload, and I'm like,
Hey.
"LA Beats, hello."
And the marathon.
So, the marathon, okay, one of
This is
my
so cute.
favorite
You gotta see
rappers
that.
was Nipsey Hussle,
Okay.
and so,
Hey.
the marathon, everybody knows the marathon and him and how that all goes, and so, um I feel like the greens gives you that natural energy, that natural boost that you need, and so when you think of a marathon, you think of, like,
Mm,
continuously going,
yes.
and so the marathon, I feel, helps you, like, get through your day.
And there we go. Okay, marathon. I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these open. As you
Ooh.
know it, I already downed a whole one because Liz know I wasn't feeling so well. But it was the what was that one?
That one's the RSVP, and
Oh,
so that one is actually my best seller. I have
ah.
every client that I have ever had starting this juice business love, love, love the
I loved it because
RSVP.
I
Yeah.
downed it. Obviously, it was
Yeah.
so delicious. Like I didn't feel you know how like when you drink healthy drinks, it's like you could tell it's healthy.
Mhm. Yeah.
I didn't tell that at all. Like if I was to put that on a glass of ice, like girl, I was gonna be in heaven, like just chilling, drinking it like a regular juice.
Right,
Like
right.
not feeling like it was a healthy juice, but it was a really yummy juice. Like
Yeah.
I think I could see myself doing that on a daily basis. I would be
Yeah.
good, solid
And,
to
like,
do that.
even with the kids, like, I have a lot of clients that use that particular juice for
Oh,
their
for the
kids
kids?
because, like I mentioned earlier, the turmeric is more on the sweeter side. So
Yeah.
I think when that and the apple plus carrots are very sweet, when they
Yeah.
combine all together, you don't really think that you're drinking a healthy juice.
Yeah.
It's more of like a yummy juice, you
It
know?
was a yummy
Yeah.
juice, guys. I'm telling you, I downed it, and we were just talking for like 30 minutes, and then I'm like, "Dang, I finished it already." I was trying to drink it on here, but I already finished it. Sorry, guys, my bad. So
Okay,
here we
here
go.
we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to health. Wow,
Ooh.
that was yummy.
Mhm.
I mean, I just got some on my lips right here, but that was really good. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I'm about to say that was bomb, sis. Like
Mhm.
that was really easy to get down. Like
Yeah.
I probably gotta gear myself up for squat up. But I would say that was really good. I feel healthy right now. I just feel like I'm doing healthy stuff right now. I don't
Right?
like I feel like I have this boost of energy like okay, we're going to be like doing we're going to have a lot of energy today. So,
Yeah.
if I call you it's because I'm feeling energetic. um so tell me love, what are we looking for this new year? Like what is Healthy Lids up to? Like are you guys doing pop-ups? Are you
Yeah,
guys
so we were doing when we first started, we were doing pop-ups like almost every week. And
Oh,
then like
where?
we would do the people market, like I love them. Noe
Hmm.
is like one of the vendors that hosts, like she's done South Bay Galleria. She's done some
Nice.
spots out here in Carson or out in Carson. We've also done places in Downey, Potch
Nice.
Community. And, we were doing them a lot. I've even done a couple in Oceanside. Yeah,
Mm.
and honestly, like, making my way out to different cities,
Yeah.
is actually um, a good way of, like, advertising,
Yeah.
who we are, what we're about, what we sell, and things like that. And so we kinda slowed down on it. I think I did just because I started, like, investing a lot of my time in my boys,
Yeah.
and so now both my boys are in school full time, and I'm like, "Okay, it's
Nice.
time for you to get back up and let's do this." So, yeah, our next pop-up that we have is actually at the Long Beach Town Center,
Hey,
March 4th from 11 to 4. So they're gonna have
get
music there, a bunch of great
there.
vendors. So come on through and visit us.
Yes. Well, I love it. I never knew I didn't know you had pop-ups. That's why I was just
Yeah.
asking because I
Yeah.
know that well, you already know my kids, they already have pop-ups, but they're
Mhm.
consistent in one area. So you don't have like a consistent pop-up that you do
No.
once a week.
Yeah,
Not
no,
yet.
we do,
Not yet.
not yet. And
Mhm.
so, this year, I really wanna get back into doing a lot of more pop-ups, and not just in my area. I think, again, when I first started, I was very comfortable in my own area, but I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
now, like, just going to different places, spreading out, the word about our juices, is gonna help our business. But I again, like I said, I have a lot of time on my hands to where I wanna do way more for the
Yeah.
juices. So, I mean, hopefully this year we can have a storefront, have some trucks out, and take care
Yes.
of you guys in the healthy way.
Ooh, I love that. Well, I love the vision of you having a storefront and having being mobile. I
Yes.
like that because I know like these have to be iced up. It has to be cared for because
Yes.
it's very precious, valuable nutrients, right?
Mhm.
And we have to be considerate of that. So I heard you mention mommy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, boss babe. Like I know how is it like balancing out like, mommy world and business life? Like how what does your schedule look like? Like how do you balance it all out?
So, like I mentioned before, it was a couple of years when I first started when COVID first hit. So, my youngest, which is now 5, was still at home with me. And
Yeah.
so I had to learn how to balance time for my juices and also time for my kids. And
Yeah.
so there were a couple times, probably more than a couple times that you have that mommy guilt that kind of takes over,
Mm.
and it's not a good feeling, especially for like our mommies out there. I'm pretty sure, like,
Yeah.
even it's just it can be the slightest thing, and you feel like, "Okay, am I giving my time to the right thing? Am I doing what I'm supposed to?" But I think as years went by and, like, you learn new things running your own business,
Yeah.
you learn how to it's balance, it's balance,
Yeah.
and, it's not feeling the guilt because at the end of the day, you're doing this for them, you're doing
Mm.
this for yourself, and I'm a very big believer about, if you wanna show love to others, you need to start with yourself first.
Oof.
And
Yeah.
so for me, it started with my weight loss journey. It started with
Yeah.
me wanting to run a business. It started with me wanting to help others. And it brings happiness inside me. And so with that being said, I'm able to share that with my boys. And so
Yeah.
it's just time management. um,
Yeah.
I don't wanna say it's based on, like, "Oh, who's more important, my business baby or my actual baby?" It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with that. It's just more of, like, learning how to manage your time and, going from there and not feeling guilty about anything?
Yeah.
So that's how I started. I mean, they're both in school now, so I have all the time in the world until 2 o'clock. They
Let's
get out.
get to it. I know, right?
So,
Before
yeah.
2 AM, I mean,
Right.
2 PM, that's when Cinderella has to wake
Right.
up, right? I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I love that you say that, because I know, for moms, it's always a lot. I don't know why, but it's just always a heavier weight for us, right?
Yeah.
To have to balance out everything from like scheduling to their activities,
Mhm.
to when they wake up, to chores, to homework,
Mhm.
and then us transitioning into this other hat of like, okay, we got to do this, get the juice, get the the business going, and things like that to be able to contribute. And I think that's why I love to be around other mommies and wives
Mhm.
that are doing the same perspective out of respect, to
Yes.
see how does that, what do you do that is successful? I love that we get to have a community of other mothers that what's working for you
Mhm.
and what hasn't been working for you. But to stay out of mommy guilt, because what you said is really true is that you definitely need to take care of yourself before you can
Mhm.
take care of someone else.
Right.
And I think it's very natural for us though to like put ourselves in the back burner. And I guess that's why I always pick the brains of mommies like, okay, girl, what are you doing?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
there's always room for improvement, right?
Right.
There's always room for improvement of like getting our schedule a little bit tighter, a lot better, but also to staying healthy because we need to make time for like working out,
Yeah,
right? To
that's so
get
true.
that, to make sure that our bodies are being able to catch up with all the
Mhm.
stuff that we have to do.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
also too, I know you've been married. How long you been married, love?
This coming January will be 15 years. Yeah.
Ooh, hey
And I
now.
still get the butterflies with him. So he's just a
Aw.
big supporter of me and just I don't know how many times I wanted to throw the towel in with running this
You're the
business.
only one. You're
Yeah.
the only one.
But no, he's the one that I will call to be like, talk to me, tell me, give me something
Oh,
good because I'm not feeling it. Like, I can't do this. And he's so patient
nice.
because he's like, okay, for the hundredth time, you're amazing. You're this and that. And so, yeah, so we'll be going on 15 years. And I
Aw,
think what helps us is the trust and communication and the love
yeah.
that we're able to share with one another, showing our kids what it's all about. And we're a great team.
I
Yeah.
love that. Well, congratulations on 15 years.
Thank you.
That's pretty amazing. That's a milestone,
Mhm.
like, did you guys meet in high school or what are you guys?
We actually met through his cousin was my best friend in high school.
Oh,
Yeah. And so we would see each other periodically. And it's funny, I would see him and then wouldn't see him again for another 3 years and then another 3 years. So we got to see each other every stage that we grew. And I'm like, okay, I see potential. But that's how we met. And so we've been going strong ever since. Yeah.
Wait, who pursued who though? Who did who? Was it you? Was it him? She's like, "Girl, look at me. Look at me."
No, we okay, to be honest, I probably pursued him in his words, which I was not used
Game
to. I
time,
was
game
just like,
time.
wait, and I've never told this story to anybody, so
Ooh, we're
I'm
the
gonna
first
give
to
this
hear
yes.
it. Ooh, okay, here on
I was
Mac.
never used to no one wanting to know who I was or like my name. And so
Oh,
when I was like, okay, I think I want to get to know him more, I attempted to go and like talk to him and ask for his number. And he was like, all right, cool, have a good night. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I thought that was it. And then the next day we ended up seeing each other and talking, and
oh,
we've
really?
been with each other since.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
He loves to tell that story,
Oh,
but I'm
really?
like, nobody's gonna know, but now everybody knows.
I know, right? Nobody's gonna know, but now we
Right.
know, right here, everything and anything in Mac, everybody's gonna know now, right? I love that. So
Yeah.
was you pursue? Okay, look
Yeah.
at you, aggressive one. Okay, like like I love that because it's so funny. When I think about it, normally it's always the other way around, right? But I love that you being going out there, you knowing what you wanted,
Yeah.
and you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
And that's how she wrapped it up, guys. So you can see why she's a boss, right? You can see why she's a boss, right? She gets what she wants and she does it, right? And she's not afraid. So tell me, in your process of you doing healthy eats and healthy
Mhm.
juicing, do you have a workout schedule too?
Yeah, so, I have to work out, and this is more for my physical, like, my physical wealth. Like, I have
Mm,
to work out just because it helps me start my day. It
yes,
helps me release all the stress from the day before. And
girl.
so I have to work out in the morning, which is before the kids wake up,
Yeah,
whether it's like going to a cycling class or working out in the house. And,
yeah,
any way I can move physically, I have to get it done. In the morning time, I do have days that I'm like, you know what, I want to sleep in. I
yeah.
can't because sleep is very important as
Oh,
well.
girl, yes.
And so, I try to, again, time management, manage my time well,
Yeah,
and like, don't beat myself up if I skip a workout that day,
yeah,
And so, I work on them more, and I have days where I cheat too, and
yeah,
I feel like a lot of times when I speak to clients and, we open up to each other and they think that, oh my gosh, you're the owner of Healthy Lids and you just juice all day. No, I do not. I wish
Sorry
I
to bust
did.
your
I
bubble.
did, but that's all part of like living that lifestyle. It's
Yeah,
okay to like eat this time what you're not supposed to and that time when you're not supposed to. I think it's all about overcoming that and
yeah,
like starting back where you left off.
yeah,
So like I do have times where like I go on vacation or like, hey, it's the weekend, we have this
yeah,
family gathering. I'm gonna have something that I usually don't eat, but then I just pick back up with my juices. And
yeah.
even when I'm not on my game, I still try to juice. My husband and I, we try to juice 1 to 2 times a day. So
I
like
love
we'll
it.
do one in the morning. If I'm really, really trying to achieve my goals, I'm like 3 times a day. I'll do one with
Yeah,
every meal. And so I've learned that that helps me. Before I used to beat myself up like, oh, you're not doing good.
yeah,
How can you be this owner of like healthy juices and you're not living that life? In reality, I am living the life.
yeah,
I'm living a reality. And that's what the
yeah.
reality is that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down. It's all about how you get back up.
Ooh, what are your favorite meals to eat?
Okay. So last year I
Yeah.
went plant based, like
Oh,
strictly.
so you're a vegan? Like,
So
no, we
I
ain't calling it
remember,
that.
right?
What? We're just eating
Um,
like
so
plants.
I did. I learned. I think the thing with like people changing their whole like, not even, I don't like to
Mm,
even say it's a diet, just their whole
yeah,
eating plan.
lifestyle eating.
You have to make it fun. So,
Mm.
before that, I would hear, oh, like I can't just eat grass, I can't just eat tofu, this and that. But I think when you really do your research and really find ways to make it taste good, it can taste amazing.
Okay,
And the
I
whole
know.
reason why I started the plant-based thing was because I was like in a little challenge with a friend.
Oh,
And so we just did a quick 30-day plant-based, but I in that 1 month lost 20 pounds. And that was
wow.
just juicing and going plant-based. And it wasn't boring for me. So I'm like, let me see if I can go another 30 days and another 30 days.
Nice.
So I went plant-based for 9 months. Yeah. And I lost a
Wow.
total of almost 60 pounds. Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
like
So
that.
then little by and I'm a seafood lover. Like
Okay,
I
me
love me
too.
some
Me
seafood.
too.
So then I'm like, "You know what? Let me just, like, treat myself to some salmon. Let me treat myself to
Yeah.
some shrimp." I went all the way back to chicken. And
Oh,
again, I'm not beating myself up about it, but, there's just little things that I have to, like, learn how to, minimize. So, like,
nice.
I'll have chicken, but I'll have, like, maybe a little, like, 2 to 4 ounce with, like, a bunch of vegetables. And
Mm.
so I'm a taco lover. I'm like, I'll do tacos and
Man, we have
yeah.
so much in common. That's all I love is seafood and tacos,
Seafood and
guys. It's my
tacos.
love
I'm
language. It's
like
everything about
exactly,
it.
love
Like, I
language.
can do that.
I love tacos. So, like, I'm either doing salmon tacos or chicken tacos, tofu tacos. I
Taco
still eat
everything.
tofu. I still eat
Oh,
tofu.
I don't eat tofu
Um,
though.
okay,
I don't eat tofu.
I used to be so against it before I even taste it.
Uh-huh.
I tasted it before from somebody that cooked it and it was so plain. And
Mm,
so that's where my research came in. I'm like, I can do different stuff with tofu. So it's the way that I season it. I eat it in my tacos. I'll do it
mhm.
in my stir fry. I just make it exciting. I have to make it exciting because I will get bored easily and then I'm back to like square one.
Yeah.
So it's just like different stuff that I try to eat that
I
I
don't
like.
think it's not healthy. The tacos is like, I think the reason why I don't eat tofu because I've tasted it, it's not that I don't like the taste of it. It's just that I saw there was this document, I know, right? That I seen how they made it. Okay.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
why. So maybe that's the only thing that changed my mind about it. But I can eat tacos and seafood every day of my
Every
life.
day.
Like I swear, I know my family hates it because I'm always trying to like, let's eat tacos. Let's
I'm
eat
the
tacos.
same.
And they're always like, oh my gosh, mom, if we eat tacos one more time, they hate it. Like, they love tacos only because of
Mhm.
me, but I know like if I had to choose what we were gonna eat every day, it's definitely tacos.
Tacos. Same.
I'm sorry, guys. That's just how I feel.
Even when friends come over, they're like they tell my husband, "Don't let Lydia cook," because I will cook tacos. And I'm like, "But there's a whole
I
variety.
know,
What do you
right? You
mean?
can do
We're
different
living our
things
best
here,
life."
right? It's like, let's taco about it, right?
Right? I love that.
Let's taco about it, right, guys? But I love that your journey. I thank you so much for sharing your testimony of just how you came about to doing this. And that
Mhm.
I know for sure that you're definitely impacting a lot of lives. Just a beautiful story that you shared today. With your friend about him getting healthier. And I know that you're going to be a great ambassador for a lot of different things that people are going to overcome health wise.
Yeah.
And I have to say that, when I think about it all the time, because it always gets me emotional, is that definitely if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Mhm.
And so I want to make it more of a habit of taking more care, of being more intentional, of making better decisions, of doing juices.
Right.
And then also possibly challenging myself to stay away from the meat.
Yeah.
Right? Let's see how that goes. But I do want to because when I think about it, it's like fasting, though.
Yeah.
And I know that God requires us, or He does say that we are to fast. So and I think that juicing is part of it, so
Mhm.
that we don't have to, well, at least give the stomach a break, the
Yeah.
body a break to process all the BS that we do eat.
Mhm.
And just because food isn't what it was before,
Yeah.
it's not even real
That's
food
so
anymore. I
true.
don't think
Yeah.
so. Like all of the different things that they put in the food,
Mhm.
all of the
Yeah.
toxic and preservatives that they put
Mhm.
in there.
Yeah.
So
Everything's processed now. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know why, but I know this is not to promote Taco Bell. But I want to say something is that Taco Bell is not even the same as it was when we were young.
Yeah.
Not even McDonald's. Like, I don't know what the heck they're putting in there anymore, but it doesn't taste the same, guys. And I know right now you're like thinking, like, what the hell is this segment going, guys? Well, the good thing is that I can say whatever I want to say on this cast because it's mine, right? But I just want to say that the meat is like just not the same anymore. And so
Mhm.
that's why I do want to have other options
Mhm.
to not just eating red meat, but I know I love steak, I love carnitas, I love all these different things. And I shouldn't even feel that way about food, but I do. And it's like a very comfort place for
Yeah.
me. Like I realized that I was an emotional eater too. So having these like options to be able
Mhm.
like because it's very yummy. It's very
Mhm.
yummy. It's not that I don't like to eat healthy, it's just I love to eat bad too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like good, bad, evil, all this stuff that we battle right inside in our eating habits. But to have the option to be able to just give our bodies a break
Mhm.
and also putting actual real nutrients into your body is basically what we are to do. Like I feel like eating or doing bad choices has just highly like it's almost like food porn, huh? The way that they display
Yeah.
food and everything, it's like that's how we lust after food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's like really it's just God only intended it for to nutrients our body, not to have this whole like venging and sitting around. It's
Mhm.
look at now I'm talking conviction here, right? Now, like, oh my gosh, Mac, really? But is there anything else you want to share with us before we head out? Like, I know you're gonna have your pop-up March 4th.
Yes.
So get there or be square, get your juice on. I almost want to call Lids now juice set. Like, I feel like that song's gonna come on right now. And every time I hear
It's
that
so
song,
funny because, like, people have told me when that song comes on that
yeah.
it reminds me of that. And, when I first started this, I would have people say, like, we'll start talking. They're like, "Wait, you're the juice girl?" And I kinda would get offended, like, "No, my name is Lydia or Lids or Lyd," you know? But then it got to a point to where that's how I was known, and I'm like, "You know
Yeah.
what? Yes, I am the
Right.
juice
Yeah.
girl. What's
Right.
up? Do you wanna put
Yeah.
an order in?" So, I just wanna say thank you to you. I really,
Oh,
really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoyed being able to sit down with you and just really get real on, like, how we can, like, love our body with juices.
yes.
And a lot of people think that you need to overload your body with juices. Literally, 1 juice a day can do so much for you in a good
Mm,
way. And so I always encourage people,
love
like,
that.
don't think you have to put in an order of 18, 20 bottles
Yeah.
to, like, get right. No, that's not the point. The point is to change it into a lifestyle, and
Nice.
you have to start with baby steps, which is starting
Ooh.
with, like, even just this, even with just a
Yeah.
little 2 ounce,
Shot. Yeah.
a shot a day, and then you can increase it to like a 8 ounce or a 16 ounce, and you'd be surprised at the way your body feels after.
Nice.
Yeah.
Literally one juice at a time, guys. Yeah. Taking that step ahead. So thank you, love, for being on.
Thank you
I
so
mean,
much.
if that wasn't, I don't know why I keep looking over there, guys. I'm just talking to the wind, but here we go, guys. As we end, I want to thank my good friend Liz for coming on and just sharing the value of what it is to just juice, guys. If you didn't know, well, you better get on those links and get to a pop up to be able to taste this valuable, juicy, healthy, nutritious, um, all in a bottle. And it's like almost a genie in a bottle, I should say, right? I want to say it's a genie in a bottle because I took that one juice in the break room, and oh my gosh, I feel what is the word? Energized. Like my
It's that
energy's up.
natural
I
boost of
pumped up.
energy.
And
Yeah.
then I got a shot. So now I feel like me and Lydia are gonna go take on the world right now, guys. So thank you for tuning in. That's everything and anything with Mac.
Yay. Thank
Woo! Good
you. Oh
job.
my
Sis, you
gosh,
did
this
so
was so
good. It was
good.
fun,
It
right?
was fun. It was